Hi, I'm Shamla, Assistant Professor, Department of Computer Science, KCS Kasinada College of Arts and Science, Chennai. In this video, we are going to discuss few topics in C++. Topics covered in this video are nesting of member function, private member function, arrays within a class, and memory allocation for objects. Nesting of member function. A member function of a class can be called only by an object of that class using a dot operator. However, there is an exception to this. A member function can be called by using its name inside another member function of the same class. This is known as nesting of member function. A simple program for nesting of member function. First, header file is included, #include iostream.h. Next, the class is defined of the name set. M and N are data members declared of the data type integer. Next, the access specifier is public, and I have declared a 3 member function: input, display and largest, and close the bracket, and it must be terminated with semicolon. Next, the member function largest is defined. To define a member function outside the class, we have to use the scope resolution operator. So that is integer set is a class name, scope resolution operator, and the largest is the member function name. Now the execution of the member function begins by opening the curly braces. Within the curly braces, I have inserted a few statements, and next the second member function is input. In the same way, the input member function also defined, and likewise the display member function also defined using the scope resolution operator. Now the execution starts from the main function. Always the first line of the main function must be the creation of the object. Here, to create an object, the syntax is class name and the valid variable name. Here the class name is a set and the object name is A. Now the object is created. Using this object only we can able to call the member function. A.input. I have called the member function of the name input. So the control passes to the input member function. Inside the input member function, I have inserted the output statement. The statement input value of M and N is displayed because it is enclosed within a double quotes. And next statement is the input statement. So the input for M and N variable will be given by the user. Once the function execution ends, it again returns to the main function. The next statement of the main function is a.display. Now the display member function is called and the execution passes to the display member function. In that member function, I have inserted a output statement. Inside that output statement, I have called the another member function by the name largest. So this is called as a nesting of member function. Inside the one member function, I have called the another member function. So now again the execution passes to the largest member function. In that member function, it compares the values of M and N. I have given the value M for 25 and N for 18. So 25 is greater than or equal to 18. The condition is true. So the M value is written. M holds the value 25 and again it returned to the function display function where the largest function is called. So the largest function is called inside the output statement. So the value 25 is printed, and again the execution returns to the main function, and once the curly braces is enclosed, the execution ends. Private member function. The class members declared as private can be accessed only by the functions inside the class. They are not allowed to be accessed directly by any object or function outside the class. Only the member functions or the friend functions are allowed to access the private data members of a class. A sample program for private member function. First, the header file is included. Next, the class is defined of the name student. Next, roll number and percentage is declared. Next, input on and input off is a 2 member function which are declared under the private access specifier. So the member functions, those who are declared under the private access specifier, must not be called outside the member function. outside the class. So now the next member function is read. Inside that read member function, the two member functions input on and input off, which are declared under the private access specifier, are called inside the read member function. The fourth member function is the print. Inside that print member function, some statements are included. The print member function also defined inside the class itself. Now the execution starts from the main function. Always the first line of the main function must be a creation of object. So the object is created. Next to the read member function is called. Once the read member function is called, the execution passes to the read member function. The first statement of the read member function is the input on member function call. So the execution again jumps to the input on member function. Inside the input on member function, your output statement is given. So that will be printed in the output. Then again the control passes to the second line of the read member function. In that second line of the read member function, again output statement is included. So the output statement will be printed as it is in the output. Again the input statement is included. So the input is received from the user, and again the output statement enter percentage will be printed. Again input statement, another input statement is inserted. The input for the percentage will be received from the user. Next again input of member function is called inside the read member function itself. So the execution passes to the input of member function. Inside the input of member function, output statement is written. In that output statement, input end statement is enclosed within a double quotes. So the input end statement will be printed in the output as it is. And again the execution goes to the main function, returns to the main function. The next statement of the main function is std.print. So now the execution passes to the print member function, which is defined inside the class. So inside the print member function, output statement is included. So the output statement roll number, inside the output statement, roll number is enclosed within a double quotes. So the output, in the output statement, it is printed as it is, and also the roll number will be printed, which the input is received from the user. And again the output statement, another output statement, percentage is included. The percentage value also be included, printed. The percentage value also printed in the output, which is received from the user. Again the execution passes to the next line of the main function, and once the curly braces is enclosed, the execution of the program ends. The output of the above program is arrays within a class. Arrays can be declared as the members of a class. The arrays can be declared as private, public, or protected member of the class. A sample program for arrays within a class. The first statement of the program is header file inclusion. So the header file is included. The next statement is creating a class of the name array demo within a class. Yeah, array variable is declared. So within the class we can also declare array variable. So two member function is declared and defined inside the class itself. The first member function is get s, and the second member function is show. Both the member function is defined inside the class itself. Next, the execution starts from the main function. So always the first statement of the main function must be the creation of the object. So the object is created of the name obj. The next statement is calling the member function using the object obj.getS. So the execution passes to the member function getS. Inside the member function, the output statement is included. So the statement within the output statement is displayed. The next statement is for loop. So the condition is checked for the first time. The iteration repeats until the I value gets false. The condition gets false. First time the I value is 0. So it checks the condition 0 less than 6 is true. So it enters the for block. Inside the block, input statement is included. Now the value for I is 0. So A0 input is stored inside the A0 array variable. So the value is received from the user, and the first value is stored as A0. Again the I value gets incremented and initialized and the condition is checked. Now the I value is incremented by 1. So 1 less than 6, the condition is true. Again it enters into the block and now it receives the second input from the user and it is stored as A1 is equal to the input which is received from the user. And again I value gets incremented and initialized and the condition is checked. Now the I value is incremented by 2. 2 less than 6, the condition is true. Again it enters the block and it receives the input from the user and it stored as A2. Now 3 inputs are received from the user. The iteration repeats until the I values gets incremented to 6. Once the I value incremented as 6, 6 less than 6, the condition is false. So automatically the control exits out from the for loop. So next again it returns to the next statement of the main function. The next statement of the main function is the calling of the show member function using the object obj.show. Automatically the control, the execution passes to the show function, show member function. Within that show member function, output statement is included, array elements, or it must be printed as it is, and again a for loop is inserted. So now we are going to print the values which the inputs are received from the user. So again the I values first time the iteration, in our first iteration the I value is 0. So it checks the condition 0 less than 6, the condition is true. So it enters into the block and the value of A0 value is printed. Again the I values gets incremented till 5. The I value will be printed. Once the I value is incremented by 6, 6 less than 6, the condition gets false and automatically the controls executes out from the for loop. And it returns to the main function and the execution of the program ends. Output of the arrays within a class program. The inputs are received from the user first. The same input will be printed in the array elements are 5, 6, 2, 1, 7, 4, 9. Memory allocation for objects. Before using a member of a class, it is necessary to allocate the required memory space to that member. The way the memory space for data members and member function is allocated is different regardless of the fact that both data members and member functions belong to the same class. The memory space is allocated to the data members of a class only when an object of the class is declared and not when the data members are declared inside the class. Since a single data member can have different values for different objects at the same time, every object declared for the class has an individual copy of all the data members. On the other hand, the memory space for the member function is allocated only once when the class is defined. In other words, there is only a single copy of each member function which is shared among all the objects. A simple example for memory allocation for objects. In this figure, note that the member functions have only one memory space, whereas the data members have 3 memory space. The data member 1 have memory space 3 times. So depending upon the object creation, the memory space for the data members are created. So here 3 objects are created. So for the same data members, 3 memories are allocated. For data member 2 also 3 memories are allocated because 3 objects are created. Another example for memory allocation of objects. The 3 objects, namely book 1, book 2 and book 3 of the class book, have individual copies of the data members, title and price. However, there is only one copy of the member function getData and putData is shared by all the 3 objects. Thank you for watching this video. Thank you.